Are you not afraid? Are you aware? If this happened tomorrow, those are the probable outcomes if you do not watch this till the end.
Let's talk about weathering. Weathering is a disintegration of rock and the physical and chemical breakdown of rock and minerals on the Earth's surface. Weathering leads to erosion, which removes soil and rock and moves it from location to location, altering river beds, digging canyons, and dissolving limestone to form caves. So the next one are some type of weathering. Exfoliation. Common in warm areas. Sun shines on the rocks and expand during the day. At night they cool and contract. Over time flakes of rocks begin to fall off. And also biological, caused by living things. Roots of trees can tear the ground or buildings apart, but can also keep dirt and rocks in place, preventing erosion. Let's go now to how can we prevent weathering. Weathering has the ability to degrade materials in a number of ways. To prevent weathering from occurring, we must first understand how it occurs. So in physical, it can be caused by water or by wind. In biological, it can be caused by living organisms. So first, to keep your construction materials from breaking down, you must first understand how the material is likely to break down physically or chemically, and then employ strategies to prevent it from happening. Here are some examples. Bricks. Brick is a naturally porous material because it is porous. Wind, water, and roots can easily work their way into a brick wall and slowly break it down. Another is steel and copper. Steel and copper are metals that experience a chemical change and will either rust or patina. If used for structure, the material will slowly lose its structural integrity. And here are some design solutions to combat weathering. Number 1. Carefully select and use durable materials that will withstand weathering. Number 2 is coat materials in protective layers. And lastly, number 3, shape your design to direct wind and water away from your structure.
And now, let's talk about how to prevent soil erosion. To prevent that, number 1 is planting a cover crop. Planting a cover crop such as winter rye in vegetable gardens includes annual grasses, small grains, legumes, and other types of vegetation planted to provide a temporary vegetative cover. Number 2 is placing crushed stone, wood chips, and other similar materials in heavily used areas where vegetation is hard to establish and maintain. Number 3 is afforestation. Afforestation is planting new trees, and plants is afforestation. We live because plants live. If the plants die, all living things will also die. Thus, whenever trees are cut down, new trees should be planted. Planting trees in hilly areas are most effective for conservation. And lastly is crop rotation. Between harvesting one crop and planting the next crop, the fields lie bare. There is a time period when the farmland does not have any crops. During this period, the farmer either grows grass or grows other crops to prevent soil from erosion. This helps the soil to regain the lost minerals.
And finally, the impacts of weathering and erosion occur but naturally frequently accelerated by human actions. Many of the landforms that you see around you are the result of weathering and erosion. We use all of these methods to keep all of us out of difficulties. All across the world will not suffer every time a crisis strikes. Let us support each other and save our Mother Earth.